So Mary, tell me, what was the biggest problem they were facing?
So Al, when we started working with United, I think they were pretty classic PPM types of challenges. The only tool that they really had in place was Project Server. They were using it inconsistently. They had no visibility for reports. They had really no intake process. This was a big one. Excel, they used documents. Everything was just very manual. And one thing that was really interesting about, if you think about challenges too, the main executive that we worked with had been involved in a more or less failed implementation of PlanView at a previous company, and was very, very enamored with our modern user experience, because she understood that the total solution was about not only functionality, but also about the organization's ability to adopt. Very interested in the modern UX, very interested in mobile, very interested in AI, because they knew that to solve their problems with visibility, with intake, with lack of being able to forecast resources, some of the very classic things really hinged upon the users really being able to adopt and use the system.
Cool. And how did we go ahead and solve this, Vib?
Yeah. So as you know, I mean, Clarity is one of the only solution in the market that goes from start to finish in regards to an ideation process. And this is the only product, in fact, probably the leading product out there in regards to this. United's problem was really when they were scattered in regards to the ideation, there were ideas getting tracked all over the place. So the way we solved it is to implement the idea being submitted in Clarity, to financials being tracked against it, to projects being created in Clarity, and them to be able to see a complete picture from start to finish. That's really how we were able to address it for them, and they could see the value right away.
And what was the biggest customer benefits?
The biggest customer benefit for United, and as we all know, traveling with United, they are every day coming out with some new technology, new solutions, new stuff for the market. Well, where do you think all of that is now getting started? Why are they able to get all of those ideas? Because now they have a single place to track their ideas, single place to see those ideas from inception to fruition to execution, right? They see that all the way from start to finish. And that's because it's all in a single place for them to be able to see and track.
Wow. Any major lessons learned from this? Any mistakes we made that we can do better next time?
Well, from my perspective, one of the big lessons learned, I think that's important, is to, with Clarity now, we are very oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes engaged with partners. And I think actually in our go forward model, we'll always have a partner, whether it's HCL, Rigo, or some of the others. I think the important thing is to stay close to those partners during the implementation. We had some issues early on in the implementation where there were some probably missed expectations, really through no fault of anyone. It just, through the evaluation, certain executives who might not have been as close to the details had expectations of functionality, particularly things that were going to be available in the modern UX. Been kind of closer to the implementation team and really understanding what some of those pitfalls and maybe issues were early on, we could have gotten ahead of them. As it turns out, some things kind of came to a head and we had to get some of our execs involved. And I think we would have been better able to head that off had we been closer aligned to the implementation partner.
Vib, anything you wanted to add on that one, just since we're rolling?
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree with Mary. So obviously, one of the reasons why United bought the product was the modern UX. And as the implementation started, the partner was not as well versed with it, which led to the initial friction. But the team was able to handle it, and we are able to work with United, and we've led to the point where we are constantly in touch with United with innovations, with newer technologies that we want to bring in the product, right? Things like bots, things like AI. I mean, that's something we are working with United directly. So that close partnership with the customer from start to finish was definitely crucial. And that was the biggest lesson learned for us, is that we should have been in touch with them from start to finish. And that's something we need to do moving forward, is just have a partnership with the customer, not just be a customer where we sell and move on.
Not selling software of a fast moving truck.
And I think, and I'll just add to that, Alf, I think our new model at Broadcom will really see a lot of benefits with that. You know, I think our previous model, as Vib said, sell and move on, that's unfortunately a little bit what we were incented to do. So I'm actually very excited about the Broadcom model, our ability to focus, our ability to get more engaged with our customers. It's been great to have more engaged too. We have a much greater product management presence, and I encourage everyone to leverage that, because product management's very available to be engaged with our customers.
Excellent. Very good, guys. This was fantastic. Let me stop the broadcast.